Alright, so today I'm going to be sharing a very detailed demonstration on how I use the Realkant mini mug press to sublimate 20-ounce tumblers. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you know that I love the Cricut mug press, but I wanted to try the Realkant mini mug press because, well, one, it's adorable. Two, it's very cost effective. This is currently I think 74 bucks on Amazon, which is great if you're starting out with sublimation, or you want to get a mug press or a tumbler press but you don't want to spend the money, or you can't spend the money. This is a great option. With the Cricut mug press, what you have to do is put the tumbler in, let it press for 3 minutes, rotate it, press for 3 minutes, flip it, press for 3 minutes, rotate it again, press for 3 minutes. It's a whole process, but it works and I love it. But with this, all you have to do is press it 4 times for 45 seconds. I let it go for a minute and it works great. So if you want to get results like this is my first time results, guys. The first time out of the box, these are the results. Okay, if you want to get results like this your first time, stay tuned and watch this video. I will be posting a shorter version of this video, but it was really important to me to get a real-time detailed video of my first time using this out of the box. I didn't want to just show you guys the basics. But if you're lazy and if you don't care and you just want to watch the short version, I will be posting a shorter version just explaining like the step-by-step. But this is a detailed video for those of us who love a nice good long-form video. So if you want to get these amazing results the first time, if you don't want to waste 12 tumblers trying to learn how to use this thing, get the proper heat settings and the timing, definitely stay tuned. We're going to start from scratch and we're going to get this done. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, definitely like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. I will be posting more of these. And also, if you're here because you were watching my nail tutorials, stick around because I have a ton of new content coming in that direction. But today this is all about my crafty world. Okay, and also I do have a TikTok for this. I have an Instagram for this. Yes, I have an Etsy shop, so you can find me all over the place when it comes to social media. Definitely check out my TikTok. If you're coming from TikTok, stay here. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm going to, well, actually I've already done it. I'm just gonna edit the video, but stay tuned. Okay, so I found this digital wallpaper pack and I really like these like pastel spooky looks. Like I love these. There's someone on design bundles that has something like this and I love all of theirs, but they're all spaced out. And since I have the full version of Creative Fabric, I'm just going to download this one and I'm going to pick out one of these. I really like these. I'm probably going to go with, I don't know, maybe this one here or this one. I really like this one. We'll see. But I'm probably going to do one of those. So we're going to put it in Silhouette Studio and size it, and I'm going to print it. I'm going to go ahead and print this out. Preview looks good. Just going to say print. I'm not using my workforce. I'm using this one right now. And let me just go through and get the settings. Honestly, you know what I want. Because none of this needs to be changed. I'm gonna print. And we're gonna go over to the printer and see it come out. Okay, so I have my images printed out, and now I'm just gonna cut and get them ready to press. Hopefully press. I've never used this heat press. I'm always using my Cricut mug press to press my tumblers, so this is going to be interesting. My favorite, or should I say the most important part of getting your tumblers to come out really nice and getting those pretty seams and getting it snatched, as I like to say, is cutting it and measuring your tumblers. Every 20-ounce tumbler is not the same. Just because it's 20 ounce doesn't mean your image is going to be the same size or height. You have to bust out that tape measure. Anytime you change a supplier or you buy it from a different brand, you definitely need to measure. And I used to get really irritated when I would ask people, like, I have a 20-ounce tumbler, I have this size mug or whatever, does anybody know what size I should? And nobody would answer, or they'd be like, you gotta measure it. I would be like, first of all, it costs you nothing just to tell me what size I should use. But honestly, it's always different. Someone could tell me, unless we purchased our tumblers from the exact same person, our tumblers, especially in a Facebook group of 20,000 people, our tumblers are probably not the exact same size, unless we're both using PYD Life or whatever brand is being used. Realkant. It depends. So while I used to get really irritated when people would say you have to measure your tumbler, it's true. All tumbler sizes are different, heights, all of that. It's all different. And one person's perfect measurements on their tumblers might not be perfect for mine. So it's definitely true. It's not just someone being rude, even though that's what I always thought. And I mean, honestly, you could still tell someone. For the most part, they are kind of the same. The height might be just a little bit different, and obviously you can make those adjustments as you see fit. I would just tell someone, like, well, I use this measurement, but your tumbler might be smaller or wider, or, you know, whatever. But if you want it to be perfect, especially, like I say, when you print these out, getting them the perfect size, you're going to save ink because you're not going to be cutting pieces of paper that have ink on it. Like, it all depends. So definitely measure. I have two different brands of tumblers. I have tumblers from PYD Life, and I have tumblers from another supplier that I use now that I found on Alibaba. So I learned that as soon as I got them. I thought that I was just going to be able to use the same measurement and everything would be all. Nope, it's not the case. They're all different. So, but once you kind of get once you measure your tumbler, get the height and width, that's the image that you're going to use for that particular tumbler, for that brand. So you only got to do it once, but it's definitely worth doing. You're going to get accurate measurements, especially when it comes to needing to cut your paper down. It's going to come out the way it's supposed to, so you're going to know what to cut. You're not going to be struggling and trying to get this part right and that part. Like, it's going to be fine, because you're going to have the printed image the exact size that it needs to be, as opposed to, like, trying to guess what it is, not being sure. I really like these digital papers. They're so cute. I could think of a ton of uses for this design alone. Even printing on cardstock and using these as like the gift boxes. Adorable. Alright, so seems to be right, but it's also kind of like crooked because one side of this I didn't do properly. I'm also going to trim the bottom a little bit more. I always use the bottom as like the part that I trim off the extra pieces to, because I feel like when you look at the tumbler, once it's done, the mouthpiece is where you want everything to be perfect. And you want the image to be right up here on the top. So I'm always just like, well, if anything needs to get trimmed off, it should be down at the bottom. Of course, my daughter is waking up now. Alright, so I have my Cricut mug press chilling to the side today because I want to try this mug press from Realkant. Only because, one, Cricut is very about people using their mug presses for tumblers. And I also wanted to see if this is a faster method. With the mug press from Cricut, generally I have to wait 3 minutes between presses, and I saw some videos saying that you can do this with 45-second presses each time. So I'm hoping that that is a time saver. I do want to get a tumbler press, but baby, right now, listen, donate, okay? Or better yet, go to my Etsy and buy some stuff so that I can go ahead and get a official tumbler press. But for right now, I've been making it work with these mug presses, and I'm just looking for one that's a little bit faster, and that gives you the option to have different pressure options. So we're gonna see how this works. This is the Realkant mug press. The latest price that I saw this on Amazon, it was $74. You cannot beat that, and it's super small. It's just like the Cricut in terms of size, but I mean, it's tiny. It looks like a little handbag. All right, let me get it out of here first. It's packaged well, I will say that. All right, so that's it. Nothing else is in there. And there it is. I've had this in the box for, I want to say, 2 weeks. I didn't know when it came. It came in the mail, and when it got here, I didn't know. So when I finally went to check, it was in the mailbox. So yay. Oh, I'm excited. Now, I've seen video reviews on using this, and I gotta say I'm nervous because, one, if you don't follow me on TikTok, you don't know, but I had a lot of success with my Cricut mug press doing tumblers, 20-ounce tumblers, and 30-ounce tumblers. I can do some tutorials on that. Crafting Uncensored's video is what got me the success with the Cricut mug press. I really, really love her like detailed video, and you do get the perfect results with the method that she shared. So shout out to Crafting Uncensored. I continue to feel nothing but gratitude. But I want something that's a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say user-friendly, because the Cricut mug press is user-friendly. I'm going to lie. I'm going to stop lying. I wanted another one, okay? I wanted another press. I wanted something that would be faster. Some people commented on my TikTok saying that they want to get into sublimation, but, you know, it's a little too expensive. And, I mean, this is the Realkant mug press. It looks like a handbag. It's super lightweight. It's tiny, tiny. Ooh, and it came with these gloves. I love my pink heat gloves that came with my little tape dispenser, but these are adorable. So yeah, they came with these gloves, which I cannot wait to use. I'm always here for a new pair of heat gloves. And I don't know, I like it. It's very small. It has little rubber feet on the bottom, so I'm not going to scratch my desk up any more than it already is. And it's just adorable. Let's see what else. So it comes with a cord. This is the cord here. It's not super long, but it's long enough because everything in my desk, my workshop as I call it, is very, 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 you know, close by. So I'm not going to have any problem plugging it in. Everything is right here anyway. So I'm going to plug it in. But before I plug it in, let me just check my tumbler And I haven't even taped my tumbler yet. I'm so excited. So yeah, this is the Realkant mug press. Super cute, super small. Like I said, it comes with an instruction manual. Let me look at this manual before I try to do it. So yeah, it definitely just shows you like how to use mugs. Straight tumbler. It says 180 to 200. So I'm going to go with 200. And it says 200 for 90 plus 30. So that's okay. I saw someone on YouTube say they go 45 seconds 4 times. So they rotate it 4 times like I generally do with my Cricut. So I feel like maybe I'm going to try that first. Stainless steel tumbler, 280. Hot equals 180. 200. A minute. 130 seconds, 100 plus 30 seconds. Like, why is these instructions are not the best? I feel like there should be someone who, there should be people who are paid to write instructions, who were, first of all, people who use these and know how to use them foolproof. And then there should be someone who's literally paid to write these instructions for people to understand them, because this is a little bit hard. But we're going to do what we're going to do. I'm going to go with, first I'm going to try it with the method that I saw on YouTube in the comment section. 45 seconds 4 times, because I'm used to pressing my tumblers 4 times in the Cricut, and I know how to do that, so I'm going to try that. These are the designs that I got from Creative Fabrica. I typed in Halloween tumbler, but I ended up going with these. They're like digital papers, so very adorable. And I want to use this one just because since we're testing out the machine, I want to make sure that I have an image that's nice and dark, and if there are any flaws anywhere, we'll see it right away. So those are the images that I'm going to be using. So basically what you do is you just plug this in. It looks like it's like a little groove here, and then there's a space here, so you fit it in to where that little groove is, and you tighten it. Just tighten it just like this. So boop boop boop, nice and tight. Now back here, this is where you adjust the pressure. Okay, now with sublimation, the biggest thing is to get something to sublimate well, you need the right temperature, so the heat obviously, and you need the pressure. With the Cricut mug press, one of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people had was, oh, I put my tumbler in but it's not snug enough. If you wrap your tumbler tight enough, it doesn't need to be snug. Think about when you put a tumbler or a mug or anything in the convection oven. It's not snug in the convection oven. That's the heat. You're recreating that press with silicone mats by taping it tightly with the little shrink wrap. All of those things are recreating that press effect. So yes, you do want it, especially if you have a mug press or a tumbler press or anything like that, it has the option, yes, to make it tighter in there, but make the first move, make your first and most important move taping your design on well. Tape the bottom, tape the sides, put that butcher paper on there really tightly, and I promise you, even if your design is not super tight, I mean, even if it's not super snug in the press, it will press, just like it would press in a convection oven. If you're using silicone mats, I know I use silicone mats when I put my tumblers in the Cricut, and it's not to keep it snug in the Cricut, it's to recreate that pressure, that tightness. So I am gonna just test and see how snug this is. Like, without me doing anything, this is pretty snug in here without me adding any pressure. Like, this is snug. I feel like I'm making it tighter just so that when I take it out, when I take it out, I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? When I take it out, when I put it back in, I want it to be tight enough that it's very, very little bit of space where it's not being pressed. Like that little space right here. I made it tighter, not because I want it to be tight in the machine, but because I want to leave very little room here where it's not getting heated up, so that when I do flip it, it's not going to need a bunch of space. Okay, so that's fine. Another hack that I use with my Cricut mug press when I'm doing 30-ounce tumblers, I like to mark where I put it. So for example, on this mug press, right, I've seen all the reviews saying that you do not want your, you don't want it to be all the way to the end because the heat drops off, which I don't know how true that is, because with the Cricut mug press, where the heat element is, where this piece is, it's not cooler there. And I even marked my Cricut because there's a bottom area. When you put the mouthpiece, it sinks all the way down, so it's not touching the heating element. So I understand that. I'm not sure why this would not be hot all the way, but I do see this little piece right here where this is, so I'm gonna make sure I get it to like right before there. And I'm actually gonna use a marker just like with my Cricut, and I'm gonna like mark this area as, when I flip it, I want it to be right here. Okay, so that's what I do with my Cricut, and I'm gonna do that with this. Now again, this is a mug press, so all of these alterations and things that I'm doing to just troubleshoot before I even start, these are all things that I'm just doing based on experience and what I know from using the Cricut and know from using different things to sublimate, from convection oven, air fryer, all of that. I'm just using everything that I know. So alright, so it's tight enough. We're gonna plug it in. I will say that the placement of this cord is really strange, but again, my workshop is set up for maneuvering. If this was a little bit longer, that would probably be a lot better, but it is what it is. Let me close my printer, and maybe I should plug in my ring light. Since I do plan to put this on YouTube, let's try to be professional. I'm gonna plug in my ring light. I'm gonna do a big for you guys. So plug this in. Hopefully you guys can see better now. I definitely would, for when I'm not doing a video, I would definitely suggest, or I would probably want to use like an extension cord. I don't like the way this is, and then when the machine gets hot, like I definitely wouldn't want it to be the way that it is. Now I could use Realkant tape, but I have my own tape, and I just don't feel like going through I don't feel like taking it off. I want to use my tape. I'm sure Realkant's tape is thebomb.com. If they want to send me some tape to review, then I will do that. But tape is tape. No, I'm not gonna lie. The tape that came with this actually was dyeing my tumblers orange. So no, tape is not tape. But I'm sure Realkant's tape works great. I've seen the tutorials. I trust it. So again, the most important part is making sure that whatever tumbler you are subbing, that you tape it down well. That's the most important part. So I'm going to show you what I do while this heats up. So let me see, did they say 200? I'm going to do it for 200, and I'm going to do for 45 seconds both times. I would like it to be at 300. So yeah, I'm gonna do 200. And it's starting to heat up, so let me start taping. Now the taping method that I know, the tried and true. Let me close this up while it's doing it, just so it can get nice and hot. The taping method is this. So you're gonna tape your design on your tumbler nice and tight. Definitely make sure that you're measuring your design so that it's flush. This one is a little bit bigger than, it overlaps a little bit, which I don't like, but again, I'm really just testing the heat press at this point. So I don't really put too much in it being super tight. I mean, not super tight, super fitted. I'm not trying to get perfect seams with this. Also, this tumbler, it's an old tumbler and something's wrong with it. I don't want to tell you guys where I got this tumbler, but it's not Realkant. But it is a popular sublimation blank tumbler brand on Amazon. I now use Alibaba to get my tumblers, so this is just one that I just still happen to have. But yeah, I can't sell it, so I'll just use it for this review. Like right here, I didn't even worry about the fact that I cut off too much, because right now I'm really just trying to get an idea for how the timing and all of that for this heat press goes. I'm gonna try the 45 seconds 4 times, and if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna try another method. But I hope that that works with this tumbler, because then I won't have to use a good tumbler to learn how this works. But I'm gonna go ahead and try that one, and if that doesn't work, then I will try it by using the method that I normally use on my other tumblers, which is with the Cricut heat press. I would do it for 3 minutes, rotate 3 minutes, rotate 3 minutes, and I think that will work for this. Alright, so the most important part is taping the tops. Yes, I use a lot of tape. A lot of people that I see only use a couple of pieces and one down the... My anxiety does not work for that. I like to tape around the top. I like to tape all the way down. I feel like it gives it a nice, tight, snatched press. I think it adds to the pressure when you have it just pulling all the way down. So that's what I do. And that's what Crafting Uncensored taught me. And hers saved me so much time and money with my Cricut mug press. So I'm just going to go by that. Tape the top always. So, and I tape it nice and tight. The reason that I use the yellow tape at the top is because the yellow tape is kind of stretchy. So when I put it on there, I can like really pull it and stretch it around. And I feel like that helps also. So just putting it here. You want to kind of get it to come up over the lip a little bit so that you can fold it. And pull it, stretch it around, and then fold it in. It's gonna come up a little bit once it starts to press, but that's fine as long as you press it down. Again, it's getting that pressure, it's getting that, it's gonna be snatched. I may have some ghosting somewhere for some other reason, but we're gonna get the bottoms nice and snatched. I always make sure that I get any extra paper here that's on the bottom, cut that off, because again, we want it to be snatched. We want this paper to go on there beautifully. And you know what, I will use some of Realkant's tape, because you can put 2 pieces on here. I usually just put 1, but now that I have another one, why not? We'll spice it up. I want to give Realkant all of their features, so I will use some of their green tape for the sake of the review, as people say. Let's go ahead and cut it. I love this heat tape dispenser. My friend gifted it to me after I complained multiple times that I needed one, I didn't have one. She gifted this to me, and it's so good. Okay, So yeah, we're just going to do the same thing at the bottom. We're going to put the tape on here. Just have it overlapping over the lid a little bit. And we're going to pull it tight. You want it tight. You want it to fit. I'm thinking of Selena in the dressing room at the mall when her friend was trying on that dress. And she's like, squeeze. You want it to fit, girl. But that's how I feel. Okay, this... Now, you know what? I'm not going to say it, but you guys saw what happened with this tape. You guys saw what happened. This tape is not that stretchy. This tape is giving me the blue tape where it's like, it works, but it's just not super, it's not stretching. I like my tape to stretch. I like it to fit. Really stretch over there. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to let it live. So there. It's on there. Nice and tight. We have the bottom. We have the top, bottom. I'm overzealous with the tape. I don't care. You can judge me if you want. But I'd rather use extra tape and just have that be a thing than not use enough. And now I'm sitting here with a messed up tumbler. Like, I'm definitely that girl who's going to always, I'm taking the safe route. I do not have butcher paper. I'm just using regular printer paper. And I like to get it to fit the size of the cup so that, again, everything is even, everything is balanced. The heat's going everywhere that it's supposed to go. The only difference that I'm having with this method is really the time and I guess the temperature, because it's a different mug press. But again, even with the butcher paper, like, I'm putting it on here tight and I'm pulling it toward me while I'm, you know, wrapping it up. Because yes, this is a heat press, but any extra pressure that you can put on this to make sure that your design comes out snatched is worth the effort. Preparation is super key. I like nail videos and nail art, and that's something that I definitely took with me, is that when you prep well and when you take the extra time to start with a good foundation, it shows in every other aspect of whatever you're creating. So with tumblers, yes, I put extra tape on. Yes, I take extra time to, like, really tape the butcher paper down, really tape everything, because I feel like that extra time, it helps. Where other people may not have the same mistakes as me, but I feel like me doing the extra steps of taping the top, taping the bottom, using all the tape all the way down as opposed to one strip down the middle, like, all of those things kind of, like, it's like a ritual that I feel protects me from my other errors. So while someone else can get away with those things, I might not be able to. So I like to be safe. All right, so the heat press is hot. It's at 200 degrees, and I'm gonna put the tumbler in. Now again, I have this thing labeled right here. So I have it labeled, the little line here. So I'm going to put my tumbler in with the tape facing me, and it's going to go right to where that line is, right there. And I'm going to close it up. Oh, okay. All right now. So yeah, right here to where this line is, that's where it's going, and I'm going to close it up. Okay, Alexa, set timer for 45 seconds.
45 seconds, starting now.
All right, so we're gonna let it go for 45 seconds, and then I'm gonna flip it so that this tape is on the bottom, and I'm gonna go for 45 more seconds. I'm excited about this because it's so small and cute. I do not like the placement of this cord, but that's neither here nor there. "45 seconds." I'm gonna let it go to 1 minute. Alexa, set timer for 15 seconds.
15 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, stop. I feel like that was a minute. So now I'm going to... Uh-oh, guys. I think I may have made it too tight. Because it's not opening. It's like, hell no. Uh-oh. It doesn't want to let go, guys. Okay. I gotta release the pressure. Because it does not want to let go. What is happening? Uh-oh. No. I'm scared. I feel like it got tighter. Uh-oh. I had to unplug it. It's not opening. What the heck? It will not open. Sheesh. Okay, maybe it was a little bit too tight. Let me loosen it up. Oh my God. That was scary. Alexa, stop. So I'm going to turn it back on. And I'm going to do it for 200 seconds. This time, I'm having the bottom down here. So the bottom is here now. And I'm going to go for 200 seconds. Hopefully, it doesn't hold my tumbler hostage this time. Because that was... Oh no. I'm going to leave it right where it was. Alexa, set timer for 45 seconds. That was scary. I'm terrified.
Did I do what you wanted?
Yes. That was scary. Because it did not want to let go. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 10 seconds left on your 45-second timer.
I'm gonna get my gloves for this. Alright, so the 45-second timer is up. Now I'm just going to flip it and do the same thing. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to turn it this way. And this time, again, I'm putting this end up and I'm putting it right where I marked it. And Alexa, stop. I'm going to put it in here. And let's go. Alexa, set timer for 45 seconds.
45 seconds, starting now.
Alexa, stop. So now I'm going to open it. You definitely need to put some elbow grease in to opening it. This thing does not open easily. And I'm glad this line that I made. So the tape is on the bottom by the line. And I'm going to close it and do 45 more seconds. Alexa, set timer for 45 seconds.
45 seconds, starting now.
Get my silicone mat. Now the silicone mat that I'm using, this is what I usually use to wrap my tumblers when I put it in my Cricut mug press. But it also can serve as a little unwrapping mat. My favorite thing to do on TikTok and Instagram is like my unwrapping videos. It's my favorite part. So I'm excited about getting this thing out. Alexa, stop. Yeah, this does not open as easily as you would think. You better be strong, girl. All right, so that was interesting to say the very least. I'm gonna start by taking off the butcher paper, well, the printer paper. You can usually tell if your press worked by the way this looks. If this looks dark and you can kind of see that it got through there, then you should be okay. No promises though, because there's always room for errors. Burning could happen, you don't know, but let's just hope everything turned out all right. If not, we're gonna try another one, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, these heat press gloves do work though. My pink ones work great, but you know, you can still feel the heat. With these, I don't feel as much. I don't know if it's because of the color. I don't know what it is, but this is on here. That's one way that I can usually tell if it worked, is when the paper is like stuck to it. That's usually one way that I can tell. I like to try to rip it off. And usually when I'm not sure if it worked or not, I open up a small piece of this paper and I peel it back just to see like what it looks like. If it doesn't look like it's done, I put it back in like this. Yeah, the bottom is done. See, if it wasn't, I would wrap that back right on there. I wouldn't just keep going. For my first time, guys, I feel like it's working. I think it worked. Woo! This is the paper. The paper does that. It is what it is. Yes! Let me go run under some water. Hold on. Yes, I'm so excited. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It came out perfect the first time. The bottom is snatched, the top is snatched, seam looks good. This is the seam, in case you didn't know. Hey, it came out perfect the first time, and that's why, like I say, you have to tape the top, the bottom. I feel like taping the sides works. So that's it. You do 45 seconds, flip it, or should I say rotate it, 45 seconds, then you do the other side, top up, 45 seconds, rotate it, 45 seconds, boom. I think the biggest issue, if anyone's having them, is the pressure. Keep the pressure. You have to tape it. You have to tape it well. And if you tape it well, you'll be fine. It actually looks great. And this is a black design, so if there was any ghosting or anything around here, you would see that. It came out perfect. Absolutely perfect. The bottom is snatched. Let me get over here. The bottom is snatched. Okay? Snatched. The top is snatched. It looks so good. I'm mad that this is a cup that I don't plan on using because it's so cute. Let's do one more. This is the other image that I said I wanted to use. So I'm going to just tape this up and we're going to do it.